In this video, I'm going to be talking about major key signatures, and this is something that you're going to need to know for your first homework. So basically on the first homework, what you're going to see is it asking you what key is this, what key is that, and it's going to go through the sharp and the flat keys. To begin, I want to introduce you to what it means to put a key signature on the staff. So there's a difference between key signature and time signature. Lately what we've been talking about is time signature, where we're talking about meters, so that's like 4/4, 6/8, things like that. That's time signature. Alright, but now we're going to be talking about key signature. So with the key signature, there's sharp and flat keys. What you need to know is the order in which the sharps and flats appear when you're putting a key on the staff. So what you need to remember is these two order of letters right here. So in order to remember sharps, this is sharps, I think about fat cats go down alleys eating bologna. And then for flats, I think bead, greatest common factor. The thing with these is that for sharps, when you label the key, it's only got the letter name. So you would say A major, E major, B major, like that. For flat keys, it always has to have a flat with it, except for F. That's the only time it's different. But for all of these, you would say B flat major, E flat major. That's the difference between sharps and flats, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You'd have two Bs. So for sharps, it's just B, and for flats, it's B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, so on and so forth. So when we're talking about the order of the sharps and flats, if I were to say that I want to put the key of G, I would have to put a sharp on there. For all of the sharp keys, when you're putting sharps in, you put it in the order, in this order. So I would have to go F, then C, G, D, like that. Likewise for flats, except it's in this order. So we're still in treble clef, so I'd have to put B flat first, E flat, A flat, D flat, and then you continue on like that. So you're putting it on the line or the space. Now when you're trying to determine what the key is, there are two ways to do it, and I'm going to show you both. The first way that I like to do it is put a chart. So one of the rules that you have to memorize is that C major always has nothing on it. It's just a blank staff. So if this was our new staff and we didn't have anything on it, we would be in C major. So knowing that, you start out with 0. Let's go for sharps. So you start out with 0 sharps. You know that's going to be C. Then you go in the order in which the sharps appear. So after C would come G, then D, A, E, B. It restarts just like you do with the music alphabet, F, and C. Now this is going to be F sharp, and this is going to be C sharp. The reason for that is so that there's another difference again. F sharp is going to be a different key than F. Okay, and C sharp is a different key than C. So that's why they put the sharp there. So here we have none, and then you're just going to number from 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, it's in the way of our meters here. Alright, and so now looking at that, you know, if I want to be in the key of G, I need 1 sharp. If I want to be in the key of A, I need 3 sharps. To me, that's really easy. The other way to tell is you take the last sharp and you go up a half step. And we've already talked about half steps and whole steps. So up a half step from D sharp would be E. Okay, that's how you know that this 4 sharps is in the key of E. So you can either use the chart or use that little way of telling. So let's do a practice one. So let's say that I want the key of B. Okay, so we're talking about sharps. We know we need 5 sharps. You need to put them in the order that they appear here. So I need to write down 5 sharps. So F, C, G, D, A. All right, we have our 5 sharps like that. And if I wanted to tell another way whether that's the key or not, go to the last sharp. Up a half step from A sharp would be B. That's your key. Now let's review flats. Alright, for flats you need this order. So let's make a chart for that. Again, we know that we always start out with C major because it has no flats or sharps. So C is 0. Then let's go ahead and number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you just follow this order. So we're starting on C, so the next is going to be F. The next is going to be B, then E, then A, then D, then G, then C. Okay, and remember, since we're in flat keys, they all have to have flats. The only time that it's different is with C and F, because C has nothing. F is one of the weird keys that I'm going to go over. It's just one of those keys that you have to memorize, just like C. Then B has a flat, E has a flat, A has a flat, D has a flat, G has a flat, C has a flat. You need to do this or else it's going to be counted wrong if you don't have the flat. So now let's go back to our staff. Let's say I want to be in the key of F. I know I need 1 flat. It goes on B, because remember, we're in the order of these flats, okay? Now, the thing about flats is that the other trick to tell what the key is you go to the next to the last flat, not the last like sharps, next to the last, and that names the key. So F is different because it does not work for F. That's the only time it doesn't work. So what you need to memorize is that C has no sharps or no flats, and F major has 1 flat. Other than that, this trick works. So let's say we have B, E, A, D, like that. Alright, so if we want to know what key this is, we go to the next to the last flat, which would be this. Not the last one, but next to the last. And it's on A flat. So that means that 4 flats is A flat. We check it with our chart, and that's correct. So those are the 2 different ways in order to tell if it's what the key is for flats and what the key is for sharps. And remember that when you're writing it out, you need to put it in this order. And when you're making your table, it's in that order.